Hailey Bieber just broke her silence on Justin Bieber's latest mental breakdowns. And wow, it's serious. We all knew Justin had been struggling, but no one expected it to hit this level. This ain't just a rough patch, it's heartbreaking. Justin's been spiraling for months now. First, it was messy breakdowns in public. Then came those weird paparazzi shots that didn't sit right. But lately, it's been a string of strange Instagram posts, one after the others. Some even throwing shade at Hailey. Things have clearly gone left. Way left. What most people didn't know is that things behind the scenes got even darker. Out of nowhere, headlines started popping up talking about Hailey trying to put Justin under a conservatorship. Yep, you heard that right. She's reportedly ready to take full control over his life, like straight up playing caretaker for her own husband. Now hold up. Before we dive deeper into what that really means for Justin, let's be real. Doesn't the word conservatorship instantly take you back to what Britney Spears went through? Or how things went down with Wendy Williams? This kind of legal control never seems to end well for the person on the other side. It's always the same painful story. Someone getting taken advantage of when they're at their lowest. Imagine not even being allowed to buy your own coffee with your own money while someone else calls all the shots in your life. That ain't care. That's mental prison. No wonder people are freaking out about Justin right now. Like, is he really doing that bad? According to multiple reports that just dropped this week, Justin's been spiraling hard. We've all seen it. The breakdowns, the random emotional posts, the way he looks totally out of it in public and how isolated he's become. Like, it's scary. At some point, everyone started asking the same thing. Why does Justin always look so broken lately? And now that legal experts are weighing in, yeah, you know it's getting real. They're saying if things keep going like this, either Hailey or Justin's mom could legally take over everything, from his money and health decisions to something even more intense, the custody of their baby. That right there tells you the situation isn't just serious, it's about to take a sharp turn. And to really understand how huge this is, remember, California made it super hard to even get a conservatorship these days. It literally took the Free Britney movement to break Britney Spears out of hers. Basically, for a judge to even consider a conservatorship, they'd have to be fully convinced, with no doubt at all, that Justin is totally incapable of managing his own life. And here's the scary part. Some legal experts think that if Justin keeps crashing like this, he might actually meet that standard. Yeah, it's getting that serious. Hailey would also have to prove that Justin is a threat, not just to himself, but to her and their baby too. Plus, that he's unable to make any rational choices at all. That's not something taken lightly, and it's already sending chills through fans. Let's be real. This whole thing is super intense. Fans are split down the middle. A lot of people agree Justin clearly needs help. No doubt about that. But they also don't think it's bad enough to drag him into a courtroom and strip away his freedom. Most are saying what he really needs is therapy, real support, and some serious time away from the spotlight to get his head straight. And that brings up the big question, is Hailey truly down to give him that kind of support? To be fair, she has stuck with Justin through all kinds of ups and downs, even when the public wouldn't stop dragging her. Hailey's always getting heat, no matter what she does. Every time Justin has a breakdown or flips out in public, guess who catches the heat? Hailey! Take that recent mess on stage with SZA. Justin looked completely out of it, like he couldn't even hold his head up straight. People were quick to start pointing fingers at Hailey. Like, why is she just standing there? What was she supposed to do, like jump on stage and carry him off like a bodyguard? For years, Hailey's been trying to pull him back to the guy she first fell in love with, the one who was selling out stadiums and killing it in music. She's been riding for him, trying to keep him afloat. But come on! She didn't sign up to be his emotional life jacket, his unpaid therapist, his mom, and his wife all at once. Right now, it's like Hailey's carrying this entire relationship on her back. And she's been doing it with a straight face, no complaints. But behind the scenes, word is everything changed once the baby came. Her focus shifted, like any mom's would. And suddenly, she didn't have the time or energy to keep babying two people. At that point, it was Justin who needed to step up. And if you look back, that's when everything started spiraling. More public scenes, more messy social media drama. Sources close to them are whispering that Hailey's hit her breaking point. And honestly, no one knows how bad things really are behind closed doors. But one thing's crystal clear. Whatever Hailey decides to do next could be the turning point for Justin, for better or worse. Or it could break him for good. But let's pause for a second. Why are these articles suddenly laying out step-by-step instructions for Hailey to take full legal control over Justin? That's wild. It's almost like they're trying to convince her to do it. Why push this narrative so hard? At this point, it doesn't even feel like a rumor anymore. It's starting to look real. And if you've been paying attention to how things go down in Hollywood, then you already know this is exactly how it starts. Quiet whispers in the media. And next thing you know, someone's being watched 24/7. Just think about it. Doesn't it seem like the paparazzi have been catching Justin way too often lately? And every single time, he's looking tired, out of it, or just completely off. How is it always at his worst moments? It's almost too perfect, like someone's making sure the world only sees him falling apart. Sound familiar? Because this is exactly what they did to Britney Spears before they labeled her unfit to manage her own life. And now people are saying the same thing about Justin? Someone's got to be leaking where he is every time he steps outside, because it's way too convenient for paparazzi to just show up the second he walks into a coffee shop. When folks say someone from Justin's own team might be tipping off the paparazzi, they might not be wrong. And that's scary, because the messier Justin looks in public, the easier it becomes for someone to step in and legally argue that he can't handle his own life anymore. Now, let's be real clear. This ain't about defending bad choices or ignoring possible substance issues. If Justin's doing wrong, he should absolutely be held accountable, not Hailey being blamed for everything he does. But truth is, it's starting to feel like someone close to him wants to see him fall apart. And it's actually working. Before you brush it off as some wild theory, just think back to Lou Taylor. Yep, the same Lou Taylor who played a big role in Britney Spears' 13-year conservatorship. Sound familiar now? Not too long ago, rumors were flying that Justin had cut ties with most of his old team and brought Lou on as his business manager. That move had people shook. Thankfully, they're no longer working together. But what did she walk away with? What seeds might have been planted during that time? Let's not forget that's also when Justin nearly hit rock bottom financially, to the point where he had to sell off his entire music catalog for a jaw-dropping $200 million. The fact that Justin and Lou Taylor were even connected at one point should have set off alarms everywhere. From the outside, yeah, Justin's clearly hurting. But let's not act like he's completely gone. A conservatorship? That's a major move. And it hands power to the same people who might have helped push him to the edge in the first place. Still, we can't act like it's impossible. Remember Britney? She was literally out here performing around the world, touring, dancing, doing full-on shows, and at the same time, she couldn't even walk into a store and buy popcorn without someone approving it first. Like, how does that even make sense? Now look at Justin's circle. He's been surrounded by yes men for years, people who never tell him the hard truth. They just keep feeding him what he wants instead of what he needs. So it's no wonder he's disconnected from reality and spiraling out like this. What's worse, no one around him seems to be stepping up or helping him face what's really going on. That's what makes this whole thing even more concerning. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't about dragging Hailey. This is about a superstar who's drowning and doesn't even realize it. Now, when it comes to Hailey, it's not like she wants to control Justin, but she's clearly overwhelmed. Be honest. Has she ever even had a real chance to enjoy this marriage? She signed up to be the wife of a global pop icon, but instead, she's been stuck babysitting a grown man while raising their actual baby. And all this while trying to build her own brand and figure herself out? That's a lot on one person's plate. At some point, she's probably sat there wondering how she ended up playing mom to two babies, one in diapers and one in emotional chaos. And if you thought the conservatorship buzz was all they had to deal with, think again. Lately, there's been serious talk about Hailey possibly walking away from the whole thing. That whisper turned into a loud buzz when she sold her brand, Rhode, for $1 billion. Yep, billion with a B. Her own fans have started chiming in, telling her to pack it up and leave. They're saying she doesn't need Justin anymore. If anything, he's the one draining her. And honestly, they might not be wrong. If what we've been seeing online means anything, Hailey might actually be thinking about walking away. Things have gotten messy, and now it's starting to look straight up scary. These two have been going back and forth for weeks, not openly fighting, but throwing serious shade at each other all over social media. Justin's been dropping cryptic posts that make it sound like he's questioning Hailey's loyalty. Meanwhile, Hailey's been low-key clapping back with subtle hints that she's the one barely holding it together and maybe in desperate need of therapy herself. But yo, can we talk about Justin's latest Instagram posts? His whole feed is looking wild. Like, not even artsy, just dirty. He's posting random stuff with no filter and people are noticing. One person even commented, "He's just like me," saying, "Justin's just posting whatever pops in his head." Someone else said, "Every time I refresh, he's the first thing I see." For real though, his Instagram has been all over the place. We're talking photos of him in grimy bathrooms, blurry selfies, messy captions, and none of it feels calculated. It's like he's just spiraling out in plain sight. One post even said, "You could point out my flaws or recognize your own." Who was that aimed at? Because whoever it was, the message came loud and messy. This isn't just oversharing. This is a cry for help. This didn't feel like Justin was being petty. It felt like he's straight up hurting. That photo of him in that nasty bathroom, that wasn't for attention. That was his way of saying, "I don't even care anymore." And it only got more alarming from there. There was another post that had everybody shook. It was a screenshot. Justin asking ChatGPT if ketamine can be used to control emotions. Yes, ketamine. For those who don't know, it's a powerful tranquilizer. Sometimes used in therapy these days, but also one of the most misused drugs in party circles, especially in LA. This isn't just any random substance. This is the same drug that's been linked to serious consequences. It was heavily tied to Diddy's situation, and it's the same one that tragically played a role in the death of Matthew Perry. So, for Justin to publicly share that kind of search, huge red flag. Fans weren't just concerned, they were panicking. And then it got even worse. Justin posted a picture holding his baby, and if you swipe to the next slide, he was straight up smoking. That set people off. One person commented, "I hope that baby wasn't exposed to the smoke." Another fan told him, "Grow up, do better for your kid." The very next day, he jumped online with a full-on rant about loyalty. That just happened to be right when fans were flooding Hailey's page, telling her to walk away. Now that she's built her own empire, people are saying she doesn't need this chaos. And honestly, she might be starting to agree. Justin went on a whole rant, posting, "Telling other humans they deserve something is like raising someone else's kid. Who are you to tell someone what they should or shouldn't have? The audacity. That's not your place. God gives what we deserve." People were stunned, trying to figure out who he was throwing that at and what he was really saying. Then boom, he followed up with another post that made things even more confusing. Loyalty is a manipulative language. Loyalty is a duty. It's an obligation, not free will. Love is not duty. Love is a delight. Please stop using loyalty to keep people around out of your own fear. It's hurting us. He kept going, comparing loyalty to mafia vibes, like it's something used to trap people instead of set them free. And then he said he chooses love over loyalty forever. At that point, people were scratching their heads. Some even started wondering, is this Justin's way of hinting that he wants an open marriage? But it didn't stop there. Just a few days later, he dropped another post that read, "Tired of transactional relationships. If I have to do something to be loved, that's not love." That had the internet spiraling again. Now it's gotten to the point where folks are actually making fun of his posts, like they can't tell if it's a breakdown or just messy drama. Either way, it's getting harder to watch without worrying. One person joked that Justin probably went on that whole loyalty rant just because Hailey asked him to do the laundry. Another fan threw his own lyrics back at him saying, "Maybe you should go and love yourself." The internet's been going in, and honestly, it hasn't stopped. But this is where things start looking way more serious. A lot of people now think Justin might be having a full-on manic episode, and one major reason is the way he's been mixing in Bible verses with his rants. He's posting scriptures about forgiveness, freedom, and all that deep stuff. And if this sounds familiar, that's because it is. Remember when Gabby Hanna was spiraling all over social media? Same exact pattern. It's like a loop. Emotional overload, cryptic posts, spiritual talk, total disconnect from reality. And speaking of disconnect, Justin's been mentally clocked out from his hustle too. He's been seen in the studio here and there, sure, but he hasn't dropped anything major in forever. Not a hit, not a comeback. Nothing that screams the old Bieber energy. And let's not pretend he's been quiet toward Hailey either. The shade's been real. First there was that awkward Vogue moment, then the weird SZA stage vibes, and just recently he was out here hyping up Sexy Eye Red like crazy. Fans were like, where's this energy when people were dragging your wife? Even on Mother's Day, folks weren't feeling his post. The caption felt cold, like he barely even acknowledged Hailey, and fans definitely picked up on that. So here's the latest twist. Hailey had posted that she'd be in therapy all summer long, but then suddenly edited out the therapy part. But not before the internet caught it. Like, why does she always do that? People already saw it, and it only added more fuel to what's clearly a public unraveling. At this point, we're all watching Justin and Hailey fall apart in real time. And for everything Hailey's done, staying quiet, showing loyalty, standing by him when nobody else would, what has she gotten in return? Just shady captions, passive-aggressive jabs, and a co-parent who doesn't even seem like he likes her half the time. Let's be honest, Justin doesn't need another fancy photo shoot or a random brand deal. What he really needs is help. Deep, honest human help. And Hailey? She needs some peace, some space to heal herself too. Whether they break up or stay together, it's clear both of them are hurting. And maybe, just maybe, the internet needs to back off a bit. This ain't just drama. This is mental health we're witnessing. Now, what do you think? Is Justin crying for help? Is Hailey done trying to fix him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, this is NoFilter, where we serve up not one, but 2 celebrity gossip drops every single day. Yes, 2! So like the video, share it with your friends, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.